he's a guest for some, but he's really not a guest. He's been a part of the lieutenant's house for, wow,
16 years.
yeah, about 10 years. About 10 years, and I let him tell his own story. Some of you probably know who he is, but he has a very familiar voice. A lot of you have heard of him on Magic 102. Where's Mr. Jefferson?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he's up front. Because every time he give out a shout out to the lieutenant's house, Mr. Jefferson called him, Luke, we on the radio. So I was looking to make sure that you were here to meet him in person today.
I've been in prison before,
Okay, all right.
several times.
Well, guys, this is a long-term friend of mine. We call each other brothers. We really don't call each other friends. We go way back. And like I said, he's been part of the lieutenant's house for about 10 years. And I'll let him tell his own story. But without any further ado, let's give a hand for Funky Larry.
My brothers know that I'm humbled and happy to be with you tonight. And before I start doing anything, I always give glory and honor to God. And I ask you, Father, to bless the words that come out of my mouth. Let me be honest and truthful with my testimony. Let me be honest and truthful in my testimony. Let me laugh at my own foolishness, because it was pure foolishness. But I thank God for a mentor like Lieutenant Fields, who offered to help me over 10 years ago. My story is real. As Mr. Jefferson knows, and maybe a few others, I've had the opportunity to do radio in the city of Houston for over 30 years. I had my own morning show before there was anything called the Tom Joyner Morning Show in the city of Houston. I've had a chance to travel with Yolanda Adams and the Yolanda Adams Morning Show on the gospel radio. I'm the only man of color that ever worked for CBS Radio doing the Smooth Jazz Morning Show. And I've had a wonderful and prosperous life in the media, and to that God gets the glory. It was only when I thought I could do things on my own that I had bumps along the way. Wrong females, wrong alcohol, a whole lot of tobacco I shouldn't have had in my life, because I talk for a living. Number one cancer killing the world is tobacco. And I'm smoking and talking for a living. So consequently, I had to make some changes and some adjustments in my life. So, having said that, the journey started with her. Her name was Kathy, Memphis, Tennessee. And she was as fine as frogs head. I got some old school brothers that know about fine as frogs. Pretty fine. Pretty, yes sir. Pretty rare fine. Frog's head. You know about that, Mr. So consequently, we got together, and from that union came my one and only biological child. And in the midst of this foolishness, God thought to bless me with something that I would eventually understand how all that came to be. But Kathy had a drinking problem, and I had a drinking problem, and that wasn't good. Because I used to cheat on my wife with Uncle Jack and his brother Jim Lee. Constantly. Drank all the brown liquor out of my life. And they were like, sir, you got to go. I said, no, I ain't finna drink it. Baby, come on down. Y'all got some on the shelf? I'm still buying. Let's go. So that foxhole, that rabbit hole, that death trap followed me for 27 years. 27 years. Shake it off. Probably became one of the best, in my mind, functioning alcoholics that were on the planet. They used to come to the studio in several cities I used to work in, and support smell like a distillery. I said, well, I opened the cabinet. There was Jack, there was Bean, there was Wild Turkey, there was Old Crow, there was Southern Comfort. Notice I ain't mentioned none of the top shelf drinks. I ain't mentioned no Hennessy, no Crown. All mine was bottom shelf. But that's where I lived. That was my expectation of me. I was no good till I had a shot or 2 or 3. By the time I finished half the bottle, my shift might have been over. And I was number 1 in my mind. That bottle is a strange addiction. I guess any drug could be a mind-altering strange addiction because you become dependent and it fools you. And that was my story. But by the grace of God, I was still good at what I did, and I was able to shake it off, pull it off. And I traveled around the country, a whole lot of cities, major markets, Chicago, St. Louis, Memphis, always the same story. Eventually, here in Houston, my baby's mama, we split. I take a job in Baltimore. And I get a call one Thanksgiving afternoon saying, Larry, when you gonna send some money for your baby? I said, what you doing? So, well, your wife, Kathy, dropped off the baby at mama's house and we ain't seen her in 6 months. Now, mind you, I'm still sending every dime child support to Harris County. Me and the family coach were real good because I really never did trust the girl, but I knew at some point in time I have to have some backup to prove my child or I would give them a child support. Because this is the lady you take gifts to their house on Christmas and she sells the gift or turns the gift back in for her benefit because she didn't think the child support was enough. Anyway, I get the call on Thanksgiving. Larry, we got the baby and we need some money. I talked to the baby. I said, where's your mom? She said, Dad, I don't know. I want to go home. I said, all right. I took the first flight I could to go to Memphis, brought back to Baltimore. We started the procedure. Now, at this point in time, I'm spitting bullets and I'm drinking about 1.5 bottles of Jack a day, trying to figure this out. I don't know if any of y'all have a drinking problem, but you usually try to figure stuff out drunk. It just gets you ain't making no sense, man. You think you are, but you ain't. Well, this is my story. So, yeah, we figured out, we got some lawyers and we're going to take, because the mama was here somewhere. They had to put the constables out to serve her so I could start the paperwork on getting custody of my child. So I'm going through jurisdiction from Houston, Tennessee, where the baby was, and Maryland, where I was living at that point in time. And in one of these drunks, I had a revelation. You might want to sober up if you're going to go to court. You might want to at least look presentable while you try to argue this point and get your child. So I backed back down a little bit. Ended up getting a child. And that was like, everything kind of started changing when I got my baby back. And I got my baby back at 9. So I was single dad for a long time. And the peace of God in that is that he gave me something to really live for, work for. Something that was, because y'all dads, you've held your child at some point in time. There's a unique magnetic pull between you and that baby. You know that this is your offspring. It's a different feel. It's a different feel. But that was one of the first changes that if you could stay sober long enough to go to court to get your child, you might be able to stay sober long enough to raise your child. Okay. We'll give it a shot. So we're working back in Houston. And I'm really more popular now than I ever should have been in life. The call came, and I'm good at what I do, so I did what I did. Now, I never went to a club to go to a club. I worked at a club. paid me to go to the club. I'm a homebody. I'd much rather sit at home, drink, watch ball game, than go out and be in all that foolishness.
Hey,
But the money was so good. And I'm a single dad. I got females up with the baby. My mama would come down every now and then. So I got ways to get out the house and go to my club and make sure my baby's safe. That's my number one problem. Now I have cut back. I'm probably down to half a bottle a day now. I didn't cut back. I'm doing better. I'm not waking up as many times with my head hung over the toilet or in my own vomit, telling that same old lie to God, please, one more time. But in the club, they like to take care of you. Especially when you give folks shout outs and make them feel good behind the mic with stuff you like. I'm talking big trash. I'm heavily drunk anyway, so it don't matter. We have a party. Oh, I hype. I do well. I'm one of the best ever on the planet in the club. Folk just having a great time. And with the good times comes the bartender. Larry, let me hit that for you. This goes on all day. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Spawn off I-10 in U Valley. I'm in, huh? All right now. There's one of those. He telling the truth. It's spot of I-10 in U Valley, and I need to get back to the station at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. In the 102 van. And as God is my witness, that night was probably the worst ever. But this line right here, that was the white line on the freeway. And this is what I used to drive all the way down, probably doing 35, 40 miles an hour, on I-10. On I-10 to get to 59 to get back to the station. And I'm swerving, but I'm right here. I'm telling God I ain't got no angels walking around here. What constable, what out that night? Where was HPD at that point in time? Or where was the state trooper? Oh, Larry was right down there. My boy was right down there. I get back to the station. I somehow park the van in the parking lot. And I stagger my way home. I don't know if y'all know where Lakewood Church is. Mm-hmm. Right. There's a group of apartments just past Lakewood Church, just across Richmond Avenue. That's where I was living at the time. I got out the van, and I am literally staggering across the street. And the Empress Theater wasn't there. There was a park. And I got down, I got to the park, I got on my hands and knees. And I didn't pray, I threw up right there. I threw up. And I staggered across, brother, and I got to Richmond Avenue. You know what happened on Richmond? I got so paranoid. I need you to help me back there, brother. I got so paranoid. I got down right here. Right here, man. Because I was scared to go across the street. So when I finally figured out it looked like it was safe, I crawled my drunk black ass across Richmond to get on the other side. Right in here. Easy, I'm gonna need it. Come on, man. So now, I'm at Richmond Avenue. Apartment is just down the way. I need you to come. Don't let me fall. Don't let me, you know who you are? Don't let me fall. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, man. Come on, brother. Hold on. Y'all are the cars that were parked on Richmond.
Oh, Lord.
To help me up going down the street. That's how drunk I was. I get to, yes, Lord, yeah. I get to the apartment. I go in, you get that second wind. So I figure I'm gonna make me a bologna sandwich. Get me something to eat and go and crash. When I came to, apartment door was wide open.
Wow.
There was mustard all over the place. The bologna sandwich I wanted was on the countertop. The bread, knife out, tray open, refrigerator door wide open. And I'm in the bed with vomit, piss, bologna, mustard. There's a trail from my bedroom all the way to the kitchen. That day, I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I said, boy, honestly, you can honestly do better than this.
Right.
You can't possibly think this is what I got for you to do. You got to do better than this. I mean, just, it was sad, pathetic. #1 afternoon drive person in the city of Houston just wasted away in the bottle, gone. Looking in the mirror, crying his behind off, just a sorry piece of nothing. But something, somewhere inside of me said, you got to do better than this. You got your baby, you got a career, pockets empty, everything up. But you got to, you got to do better. You can do better. It's been that you ain't, man. I got in the shower, stayed in the shower for 2.5 hours till it ran cold. Just crying my ass off, crying like a baby. God damn, what? Really? So, I sober up as best I can, from on in, getting the shift. Head breaking, just, yeah. You ever been there, you know.
Yeah.
You know. So, I had that pep talk with myself a couple of times. Needless to say, I wasn't drinking nearly as much anymore. And I'm thinking this has got to be 1990. Somewhere between 93, 94, 95. So, it was just the God in me finally had enough of me screwing around to where I had surrendered. I just surrendered. I said, Lord, you know, I ain't been talking to you lately. I sure ain't been in nobody's church, and I ain't picked up the Bible. Ain't no doubt about it. But I heard somewhere all you do is call his name, and he'll hear you. And that was a revelation. That was a real moment. So I cut back. Still smoking. Cut back. I'm cutting back. I'm balancing out, man. Things get a little better. But my next phase was the tobacco. My mom and daddy smoked, so I grew around. Tried weed, wasn't no good with that. Somebody had given me some with embalming fluid on it. I think they call it wet now. Same trick, but I smoked that one night and I saw God's face and said, you know, I'm way too high. I don't think I want to go here no more. I'm like, yeah, no, I stopped. So that wasn't working for me. Because I like to have, at least with the drink, at least I had some kind of control. I thought. So, none of this working. I said, Lord, I'm a hot mess. We got to figure this thing out. So, one night my baby was on the way upstairs to do her homework. And after that meal, it was quite natural. You always fired up because that's what we did. So, I'm cigarette right here. And fellas, y'all see, I still got the pose. I know what I'm talking about. I was a smoker, and I could do that thing. So, I light up. And baby's halfway up the steps, she turned around and said, Daddy, didn't you promise me 2 years ago you were going to quit smoking? I said, damn. She showed. And I said, yeah, I did. I looked at that Benson and Hedges menthol one.
I remember that.
Bees and hoes.
Bees and hoes 100. Fellas, see, I ain't, man. This is so true. They gonna goddamn this boy tell the truth. So I put it out, man, and by the grace of God, because it sounded like God spoke to me that night. Only thing I've ever done cold turkey. Put it out, never picked up another one again, and wasn't bothered about being around people or places where smoke was. It just went away. So I said, all right. So the enemy is really taking over. The inner me, not the enemy, but the inner me is taking over. And there's a source working on me because I asked. Because I asked and I didn't know there was a lot of responsibility with that too at the time. But I asked, and he came through, and he blessed me. He blessed me with some classes, and he blessed me with some people, and he blessed me with some things to take the taste out of my mouth so I can be a lot better at doing what I'm doing, because I'm gifted. I got a gift. I'm real good at what I do. Not many at what I do can do what I do. And I deserve to be the best at what I can do. But why would I keep tearing my body down, especially your vocal cords, because this is my instrument. Here's what I do. You know, some cats can buff and strip wax and paint and nail. I ain't none of that. But reading and vocal, well, I'm one of the best ever it was. Ever. So protect that. Get your gift. Know your gift. Start feeling good about your gift. And as God would have it, with a simple prayer. I'm trusting the Lord with all my heart. Lean not on my own understanding. In all my ways I acknowledge him, and he shall direct my path. And he started taking me places. Or I would go places, and there were my angels who would just intersect. They were people who knew who I was. I didn't know. And like, Larry, can I talk to you about such and such and such? And it was always on two things, either alcoholism or tobacco. Two things that had me yoked. And learning, listening, and learning. Plus there was a want to. Because at that point, when I got rid of the tobacco, the want to get the liquor out of me was actually my next. That's the thing I wanted the most. And eventually, I left the brown, moved to the white. Wasn't no good drinking tequila. I was bad with tequila as I was with weed, so that I was at half an hour drunk. I mean, going out of every club in the city. Played, they said, Mr. Jones, you can't go back in here. Stop. So eventually, that phase of my life phased out. But it was a process, man. I'm gonna tell you, the girl had me. She had me bad. But the end run was either give it up or you're gonna have to find some other work. Because you can't keep doing this and do what you do. It's just, it ain't gonna work. So, I quit. Yeah, Amazon. That girl. I quit that girl. I love that girl. She was, but I had to quit that girl. That girl had become such a crutch and a dependency for me in my mind. See, I wasn't using the right mind. I was using my mind. I was using my God mind. But eventually, it went 2 weeks, then it went a month. And if y'all come through anything, you know, the more you do a thing, the better you get at that thing. And eventually, you know, y'all gonna have the biggest house party in the world. The worst I'll ever do is a glass of red wine. The worst. And they ain't gonna do much of that. Because it's just not in me. So that was part of the struggle, a lot of the success, and again, on that path. And that's when that young man ran into me, Lieutenant Fields. And Lieutenant only knew the radio. He didn't know any of my other stuff. But he only saw what I guess what God had shown. That's all he saw was a man with a gift, and he had a dream for ReEntryTV, a dream to help young men who wanted to help themselves. I was always down for that. Because somebody's along the way helped me, and I'm always grateful to anybody that's willing to help anybody. So that wasn't a hard thing for Lieutenant and I to put together. But what he asked me to do was, we had a program at a facility up there at Chastity. This is fast forward 2010, about 8 years ago. The lieutenant asked me if I could do a graduation speech for the young man coming out of that program. I said, Louis, must you've sown in my life. You just say the word, I'm there. What we didn't know that morning, I was still working with Yolanda Adams' morning show. And if there was ever a point of trigger, a time rather, for a trigger to go off, and I could have gone back to my old ways and used it as an excuse. It would have been that morning, August 28th, 2010, 12 noon, they walked me into the vice president's office and told me that my services were no longer needed for my Adams morning show. I've given my life to God. I've given my life to Christ a couple of times.
Right.
I've straightened up and done right. I stopped all of this foolishness you asking me to do. I ain't cheating on my wife. I ain't lying on her. I ain't doing nothing. And all of a sudden, the thing that I've done since I was 19 years old, which is on the radio, is gone. Shut the man up, man. You okay? All right. I said, wow. I got to pack up and go, and then I got to go talk to this young man with Lou at noon. Oh yeah, there's deep thing going on up here, man. There's like, should I call Lou and tell him I can't make it? Do I sit and cry, go find a bar, cuss somebody out, go get my 357 and go cuss somebody out, shoot somebody out? I was crazy. It was not smart. Needless to say, I didn't do any of that. I let God take over. I got in the vehicle and I had to call my wife, and she wasn't happy about it. I met Lou at the facility, and he explained to me how the program was going to run, on the show, what we're going to do, how you're going to handle boys, we're going to talk about it. So Lou and I sit down, and I said, well, one thing you need to know, Lou, today was my last day at the Yolanda Adams Morning Show. They released me. I've been released. It was like time stop. Speaker introduced me. I go on stage. I tell the boys what I need to tell them. I came back down, standing ovation. Crowd goes wild. Remember, General, I'm good at what I do. Crowd went nuts. I sit back down. Lou said, obviously I hear you did pretty good, but I ain't heard a word you said. I said, was I that bad, Lou? He said, no, I can't get over the fact that they let you go from the Yolanda Adams Morning Show. I said, yeah. I said, but there's got to be something else, right, Lou? Ain't that what you said? God's got a plan for your life, a purpose for your life. Sometimes adversary and things that don't make no sense come into your life for the greater good of God. And he's like, yeah. I said, so what about this ReEntryTV thing? He said, you coming? I said, yes, sir. I ain't had no job, so you don't mind bringing your boy up? I got time, Luke, whatever you want to do, man. So we started with the reentry program, and I had to learn a lot about a lot of stuff y'all have come through, and it tugged at my heart. It really did, man, because my first, and Lou is Lou. So you're going to get in the program, you're going to learn the program. And my first stop was Carol Vance, and by Vance,
Yeah. IFI?
Uh-huh.
Interchange?
Yes, sir. Went there and had a prayer service that morning with the men, and got a chance to understand a little bit about the procedures, the trials, the tribulations and stuff that y'all have to usually go on through. And then the change of mindset that brought you to the house. But Lou is Lou, and Lou didn't stop there. He said, the next stop is Darrington. You're going to leave the service at Darrington. I ain't never been in no place like Darrington. That was an eye-opener for real. And my heart went out, because these are past human beings. Somebody's dad, somebody's brother, somebody's son. And regardless of what put them in that place, these are human beings. And it saddened me. I was sad. And I did the very best I could to speak a word of encouragement. And Lou had one, he said, now some people out here have listened, they know you. They know you. I introduced myself, and sure enough, Pastor McDuffie's nephew still up. Uncle Funny, I know you, man. Tell my people I said hey and I love them. And I'm tripping. I'm like, what in the world? So immediately, what I don't want to say fear, but the misunderstanding I had of my emotions immediately went away. And it's just like talking to y'all tonight. It's just brothers. But Lou being Lou wasn't quite Lou. So my next song on this world too was Pam Lynch. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Lou took me up to Pam Lynch and introduced me to some fine memories, some great singing and great word that day. And I was actually encouraged when I left Pam Lynch. And he was like, you know, you've gone to two of the most notorious facilities in the state. I'm like, I said, yeah, Lou, but I'm beginning to understand the reentry thing, man. There's hope. See, there's hope. There's hope for me. There's hope for y'all. And there's hope for them. And somewhere, something changed to get y'all here. I don't know what your story is, but I do know that. And it was leaving Darrington that I told Lou, I said, man, we all have our own prisons, don't we? Because my prison was that body. That prison was a couple of women that I made bad choices in my life. That was my prison. And the clarity of it was just uncanny for me. And at that point in time, I made a commitment. I told Lou, I said, man, ain't nobody called me back on this radio. I called and asked folk all over the country. They don't need me. They didn't want me. And it was that night, I had made a commitment. I said, Lou, whatever counseling, training I got to go through, whatever you need me to do for ReEntryTV, however I can help these men who want to come into this program, I'm going to be the best cat you ever had. I'm going to retrain myself, learn a new thing, learn a new verbiage, and be the best dude you've ever hired. Man, God is so unique, man. I get in the house, after speaking that prayer and telling Luke my commitment, I get a phone call. And this is God. Because I got a phone call from a cat who never did like me. Ever. Whipped his butt on the radio 4 or 5 times a row in Memphis, Tennessee. Couldn't touch me. I hurt him bad. But he had a job. He said, Larry, how would you like to do the Quiet Storm? I said, man, I do that. I said, where we going? He said, Columbus, Georgia. Bro, I ain't knocking no small town, but it's Houston. Come on now. Come on, no. He said, no, you can voice track it. You can record your voice, send it to me, and I can play you back in Columbus. I said, all right. I said, man, well, how, what's the pay? How much we making? He said, I can't do but 25. I said, all right. So I figured 25,000. The way we're working out this unemployment payment, we can do something. I'm pretty good with numbers. We can do something. So he said, nah, Doc, I ain't got 25,000. Now remember, you talked to the former co-host of Yolanda Adams' national morning show. I'm in 152 cities when it was good. Yeah. All right. I'm making a great 6-figure salary when it was good. Yeah. And you offering me $2,500?
That's what I think.
Oh, it gets better. He said, no, Larry, I ain't got $2,500.
No.
I said, Carl, how much are you paying for this, man? He said, Doc, I can only offer you $25 a day.
Everybody's falling.
Look at the brother. Look at your brother. Look at your brother now. National radio personality.
Right.
I'm walking on the level of Tom Joyner, Steve Harvey, except I'm doing gospel. That's how good it is.
Yeah.
And just like y'all, I looked at my phone. I said, what you say? He said $25 a day. And at that moment, God said, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Bro, humbling, breaking you down, but you're good at what you do. And don't nobody else want you. But this cat who never did like you, he's offering you $25 a day. 25 times 6 is how much?
How much?
Time,
150.
times
150.
4. Times 4.
600.
$600 a month. And I didn't have a studio to record in at my house, so I had to drive 44 miles one way every day, borrowing the one vehicle, because she drove me, dropped me off, and then came back and picked me up. So it's 88 miles a day. And I called my partner Mark, and I said, Mark, I can't pay you, man, but we got an opportunity. I took it. $25 a day. My right hand to God, I took it. And here's where it gets good, when you honor God. So, we're reading, we got a check. And I told you I'm into the word, I'm getting mentors of people coming to me. And there's a young man by the name of Dr. Mike Murdoch. Don't know if y'all ever read any of his works. Out of Denton, Texas. Mike said he's going to be at one of the hotels off JFK one day for all the subscribers that sold into Mike's ministry. I was running late. Lo and behold, here comes Mr. Murdoch down the hallway. Gentleman, I had $25 in my pocket. And Luke has always taught me to honor the man of God for whatever you got. And I'm like, man, this is all I got. But I'm going to walk my feet on this. So I met Mike. He talked to me like he knew me. I said, Pastor, I got $25. I want to bless you for your word. And just like God bless you. We go into service and they're doing their thing. And Mike, see that young man back there? We're going to bless him tonight. He spoke a word over me and he said, when you get home, tell the Holy Spirit what you want. I ain't never heard nothing like that in my life. You can tell the Holy Spirit what you want? He said, yeah. Tell the Holy Spirit what you want, and he's going to give it to you. Gentlemen, as I'm breathing right now, the next morning I wake up, I go in my shower, and I said, dear Lord, whisper my name in someone's ear who needs my gift and my services, not to take anything away from anybody else, but help me provide for me and my family. I get out the shower. I got a message on my phone. Message on my phone from a record promoter by the name of Greg Lyons. Greg Lyons is working with Matthew Knowles' record label, Music World Gospel. And Greg says, Larry, Matthew got a spot. He needs a voice. We're not happy with the voice we got in New York, and I thought of you. And I said, God, really? Yeah. I said, how much you pay? He said, we need a 60 and a 30, we'll pay you $1,500. I said, what you say? You'll have the spot by 3 o'clock. Send the copy to my friend Mark, and I'll get it back to you. And gentlemen, being obedient on a $25 seed. What I didn't know about Music World Gospel at the time, I know about the way that I got the job. They loved the spot. But those who were part of a show called Sunday's Best, you win Sunday's Best, you get a recording contract with Music World Gospel. Music World Gospel had rights to your music and would send all of your music to Walmart in the music section. Who did the commercials for all the spots that came out of Music World Gospel and his voice was on the Walmart? Me. On a $25 seat. Being obedient every day. Taking care of business. Staying obedient. Staying in the Word. Worrying him to death. Blue. So now I'm busier than I've ever been. Fast forward, I'm doing commercials for lawyers who are helping gentlemen getting their slate clean. What you call it?
Parole attorney.
Parole attorney. She They calling because the spots are working, family members calling. We working with Ms. Gambrell and No More Victims Group, and business is rolling. So much so, the young lady that's the manager at 102 called, she said, Larry, you on the radio doing commercials more than the people I got working at the radio station. It's the same lady that walked me out the door. Yeah.
Oh.
In 2010. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, kind of curious to know what you're doing on the weekends. I said, what you need? Well, we got a part-time weekend spot, and I'd like to see if you might be interested in a couple extra weeks. Now, they let me go in 2010. All of this transpired within a year and a half. It's 2011, 2012 when they called me back. So now, I got some shown up moxie. God, I want a 6-figure salary. I want to be full-time afternoon drive. And I want to be #1 in the city, but all I do, hashtag God did it. Not me, you and me. God did it. God gets the glory, but I'm going to show enough work my tail. Candy Eastman got breast cancer. I worked 40 days consistently for Candy. Marco Spoon went on vacation. I worked this whole 2 weeks. The afternoon dude went on vacation. I worked all his plus my weekend shift. I'm working so much that they had to change the part-time rules on the pay because I was making more pay than I should have been as a part-time. They had to offer me full-time benefits and insurance. And they said, you know what? Why don't we just stop all this foolishness and offer him a full-time job? Full-time job didn't finish my promise, so I asked for 6-figure salary. Because that's what I believe I deserve, and that's what I want. But what did happen, because I am good at what I do, and I know how to sell stuff pretty doggone good, I got what we call endorsements. You hear gentlemen talking about Joe Myers Ford.
Yeah.
You hear fellas talking, when they put their name on it, that's an endorsement. So the endorsement money started rolling so thick, you combine that with my base salary, I was well over 6-figure salary. So I'm back to where I started. No, sir, I'm better than I ever was. Hashtag, but God. This ain't Larry talking, this is God talking. I ain't done nothing but stay obedient to the word, tithe, sow an extra seed and a seed of faith if I have it, and if I don't have the seed faith, I'm a tithe. That's off everything. And it's just automatic now. It's like you don't even miss it. That 100, there's a 10 out there, and that's that.
Right.
You know, and I'm sure Lou has talked to you about the 10-10-80 principle that Dr. Montgomery has taught us over the years, and it just works, guys. So I may have gone a long way around the barn to let you know that I appreciate y'all. At one point in time, I almost moved into the lieutenant's house. What was the place, 59 in Dotson Street? Yeah. It got that thin. But I wasn't shamed because I knew I had some place to go. And I knew I had some brothers who would love me because I'm me. It wasn't no thing, you know, and you know, your past, my past, it is just that, the past. And Lou said, you sure? He took me upstairs to the apartment. I said, hey man, we gotta do something. I can't make rent. Miss Charlene gonna live at her sister's house for a minute. We'll put the kids over here. And I don't mind staying here till we get this thing together. And I'll work and do whatever you need me to do. Haul trash, paint. Don't know how to paint. I was gonna paint. I was gonna learn something I could do. Because I'm like that. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. So, you know. And after that first conversation with him in that mirror, boy, you showed me that. And he came back. No more drunks. Ain't touched a cigarette in 20-some years. And it's remarkable how well the body functions and your mind is good and you feel good about yourself and you do it. But every day I pray that prayer. Every day oh, well, he did it. Yes, he will do it. I know he's already do it. Yeah, man. So, you know, I'm confident in whatever y'all are doing here. It's a lifesaver. Whatever seed I can sow into this house and help, I'm gonna do that because I've been here. You know, I'm telling you, man, it was 24 hours. And Lou never did. He said, man, I said, Lou, what? I ain't ashamed. I'm not ashamed, man. You're the only place I can afford to stay. Because ain't no hotels. Now remember, this is the dude that was around the world with Yolanda Adams Boy show, just up there. And it don't matter. It don't matter, man. What matters is I know my heart, I know my soul, I know my head, I know that I am in me, I know who I am, I know whose I am. Mm-hmm. And I got no doubt about that, man. I know what I'm talking about. I believe in what I'm talking about. I said it, I believe it, it's true. I know how good I am. I know how good y'all are. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't be in here. That much I know. Because Lieutenant Fields, A, don't take no mess. B, he gonna give you 105,000 chances to screw it up, and C, on that last chance, he gonna still look at you and go, really? You didn't come this far, this what you doing? Really? Come on, guys. We so close to the finish line, man. But ain't no God. I know Lou will never get up on us. So when you hear a shout out, Brother Jefferson, it's because I'm thinking about you. Y'all come up in my spirit. It ain't nothing that Lou called and said, can you shout out to me? And I said, my brother's at the lieutenant's house. I don't never say those guys at the lieutenant's house.
Right.
No, I said I'm showing some love to my brother at the lieutenant's house. I appreciate y'all for all that you do and the families of those who know you here. So they'll know that you got one loudmouth Negro on the radio who ain't scared to shout y'all out. Yeah. Because that's who I am.
Yeah. I
know, that's who I am. So I'm not sure if I made any sense tonight, Lou, but I'm believing that's my time. I was going to do a little something else, but I'm glad I didn't go there because I haven't written that one out yet, but I'm working on it. It's called the 2-minute warning. The booty never loses. You can be down, she can be down by 4 touchdowns. Yeah. And the booty never loses. The booty will cause an onside kick to be picked up and run in. The booty will cause a pick 6, an interception to go in. The booty will cause a fumble and take it in. The booty will cause a touchdown and a 2-minute extra point to win the game. Kiss your family goodbye. Kiss your kids goodbye. Kiss your reputation goodbye. 2-minute warning. The booty never loses. I'm working on that, Lou, but that was the outline sketch.
We definitely gonna have you back.
Yes, sir. So tell them I applaud you. Thank y'all so much. Boy, only you get this out of me, man. Oh, man.
Gentlemen, give him another round. We do appreciate you, man.
No doubt.
I'm not gonna hold y'all any longer, but you know, he didn't tell y'all the whole story about the damn thing.
I'm gonna let you tell.
But I'll say that for another time. But as you can see, this is not something that I play with. Just like he said, we went from unit to unit to unit because I wanted him to understand who you all are and what it is to do reentry. what it's gonna take to help you guys get on your feet. So it's not a game for me. He talked about ReEntryTV, something we did back in 2010. We're getting ready to do it again. So you'll be able to see us on television doing ReEntryTV again with a little twist on it, but guys, take advantage of the opportunity. I don't bring a lot of people in to speak. Only those that I know is genuine and sincere about helping you. All right? I believe.
I believe. God placed there for beginning to place at all times. I believe with the right knowledge, tools, and a plan of action, through the grace of God, every man can develop his gift. After all, that is the only way one can reach his full potential. So dream your dreams, visualize your visions through the gifts God has placed inside you.
All right, y'all have a good night, gentlemen.